This story today, I stumbled across it. This is from the Mirror from UK. Talks about Sweden tells its citizens to prepare for nuclear war and stockpile food and water based on Zelensky's comments. So then I decided to look into it and found this. Of course, the way CNN is presenting it is that, it's just an update on their guidance to citizens on how to survive war as NATO allies bolster defense measures against the backdrop of the Ukraine conflict. Both nations joined the transatlantic alliance in the past 2 years after Russia invaded its neighbor. Many European countries have since ramped up military spending to bolster long-term security in the region. Booklets were distributed to millions of households in the Nordic nations, include instructions on how to prepare for the effects of military conflicts, communications outages and power cuts, as well as extreme weather events. From stockpiling bottled water and sanitary products to growing edible foodstuffs at home, government authorities, etc., etc. The Swedish government will distribute omkrisen eller kriget kommer if crisis or war comes to all 5 million households over a 2-week period. So basically, they're saying that this is kind of like an update to give people knowledge. So then on Business Today, it says, is Europe getting ready for war? Sweden and Finland are telling their people to get ready for crisis. So depending on who is reporting, which there's quite a bit actually reporting on this, Courthouse News from Sweden and Finland. It says Sweden, Finland urge residents to be ready for war. Yorkshire Live from the UK says World War III fears as Sweden issues nuclear war pamphlets. Arise News, Sweden updates the war crisis pamphlet. But do remember, France 24 reported back in January 18, 2024, basically the same thing. This was France 24 from January, saying that Sweden's call for population to prepare for war sparks panic and criticism. It's been described as a bombshell moment. The upper echelons of Sweden's government and defense forces last week shocked the nation by explicitly warning the war might come to Sweden. So basically, this is, they're very close to all of that there, and with the nuclear threats of Putin, I don't blame them. But let's look at what Zelensky recently said. So Zelensky got the go-ahead to strike into Russia for the first time by the U.S. with missile strikes. Don't forget, Putin is over there. He's bringing in North Koreans, which is putting North Korea and South Korea closer to war and direct conflict, because now you have South Korea considering sending South Korean soldiers to defend Ukraine, while North Korean soldiers are defending Russia. Meanwhile, Japan and South Korea are becoming closer in alliance, which is really freaking North Korea out. But it goes to say that the world is not without consequence. If they think that they can tell Ukraine that they should denuclearize decades ago, and give them assurances and promises that they would be there to defend them, and then betray Ukraine, and the world will sit by and watch as Putin invaded Ukraine, displaced millions and slaughtered hundreds of thousands. And the world thinks that they're just going to sit by and allow Ukraine to be betrayed like that after we are the ones that led them to denuclearize, of which if they had nuclear power that they once had, there is no way that Putin would have been able to do what he did. So, anyways, nuclear war and talks of nuclear war are just rising. So it's really no surprise that Sweden and Finland are doing what they're doing. Meanwhile, CNN kind of, sort of, is just suggesting that, this is just an update. It's just an update to wartime guidance for the residents. Okay then.